What's up, fellow collectors? Welcome back to the M.I.B. Master Toy Museum. I'll be your curator today. Guys, we got a good show for you today. One that's really going to make you think and put some things in its proper perspective. Hanging out here on a rainy Saturday, cold rainy Saturday here, but nice and comfy here in the museum. And it got me to thinking, I have a lot of FTC figures here at the museum. A lot of fantastic figures, characters. You've seen a lot of videos of some of my FTC figures. But it got me to thinking, with the rising, overwhelming success that MEGO has enjoyed since returning back in 2018, how does that really affect Figures Toy Company? But more importantly, how does that affect Figures Toy Company's collectability of their action figures? One way or the other. Less, more, not so much. But we're here today to try to put all of that into some form of perspective, along with our subscribers and viewership's help. Like I said, I have some of these are some of my favorite FTC figures that I have in my collection. And I want to know, with the success of MEGO, has that really impaired and hurt the collectability, the monetary value, long-term, short-term, mid-term, of my Figures Toy Company action figures? We've been talking about a lot of the pros and cons of having Figures Toy Company action figures. I hear a lot of collectors and subscribers here at the channel comment on the poor body construction. They are better just to be kept in packaging. I've heard the price point issue. $30, $40, $50, $60 for an FTC action figure, and you're not getting the quality that you want out of it. But overall, does that hurt the collectability? And I think as collectors, we're the ones that can really answer that. I know some people are going to say, well, collect what you like. We get that. What I want to know, and what I want you guys to help me with, and you can leave your comments right underneath this video in a comment section. Looking in your collection at your FTC figures, do you think the value has been compromised since MEGO has returned? And from the looks of it and the sounds of it, are clearly putting a better product out there in the collecting market. Curious, guys. I'm just curious. And I've had one collector tell me, well, the FTC figures, the Figures Toy Company figures, will hold their collectability simply on the strength that they were first on the scene before MEGO returned. And what he meant by that was they came back, they brought a product back on the market that MEGO collectors remembered. And not only that, they made it collectible by way of the numbers, the numbering system, keeping the run of figures low. You see here our Robin here, FTC figure. This is the retro Robin card figure I have here. He is, there's only 100 of him produced. I have number 16 of 100. So my collector buddy's theory is FTC was first on the scene. They brought back figures that we were connected to as kids. Now as adult collectors, we know these figures, and they've made them, let's move this guy out the way, let's see what we got, and they've made them collectible through their numbering system. You have 1,000 of these Green Arrow Kresge card figures. 1,000 were produced. I have number 745 of 1,000. So you added some collectability that way with the numbering system. And you have classic superhero figures that we remember having as kids. And you're looking at my Kresge card FTC Batman figure. And this was an exclusive. So now they threw exclusivity in as well. It may seem like we're answering the question, but I have a counter question. Does that still make these figures collectible? Even with all of the negative things you know about these figures, about the construction of these figures, about the price point of these figures, about the... here's another one where collectors feel as though MEGO purist collectors in general feel as though FTC really stole these likenesses from MEGO. As we look at our retro card Robin figure, reproducing these figures to a T. That's one thing I think we all would love to have had. Getting tongue-tied here, guys. That extra R. Just in case this one's not coming off. I think this is screen printed. But you have another one just in case, right? How cool is that? So FTC really played on a lot of the kids of the 70s that collected MEGOs, really played on our emotions and our emotional connections with these toys from the 1970s that MEGO put out. And then they get cute with it. Once again, keeping it limited to 500, but you have a Batman with a classic black Batman style head from the 1970s. But what they did, they gave us an all blacked out version, like the 1989 Michael Keaton Batman. Making this very exclusive, very limited, very desirable. Guys, we're trying to figure out if FTC action figures are losing their collectability. We know they're losing steam as far as customer wise. Since MEGO has returned, I, for one, have purchased very little to no FTC figures in about a year. Why is that? Well, I can tell you on my side of the fence why. Because I've spent too much time purchasing the new MEGO figures. Granted, and here's another one. This is something that we can definitely discuss. Granted, outside of the 14-inch MEGO superheroes, Batman, Superman, Joker, some of the bad guys, General Zod, there are no 8-inch MEGO superhero figures. Now, we are getting news that there will be 8-inch MEGO superhero figures. Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, and there's a few more that elude me right now. But for right now, FTC has had a stranglehold on the superhero 8-inch market, making these figures that you're looking at essentially collectible. The removable cowl, Kresge card Batman. Extremely limited to 200. There were only 200 of this Kresge card removable cowl Batman figure. I would like to tell you how many I have. Well, I don't want to. I'll start a thing. I think I have number 47 of 200. Then they got original here with the Scarecrow, which is a fantastic head sculpt. Now, if FTC doesn't do anything else right, the head sculpts on these figures are absolutely fantastic. Your thoughts, guys? Has FTC action figures lost their collectability? And that's what we're trying to find out today. That's what we're trying to explore and examine today. Here's a fantastic question, and I think we can kind of determine collectability-wise. If FTC was able to put their figures in stores like Target, Walmart, and other places, Walgreens, wherever. Let's just use Target and Walmart. If FTC was able to put their figures in Target and Walmart alongside in the same toy aisle with MEGO figures, which ones would you get? I think that's the question. And people are going to say, well, you know what? It depends on the pricing. Does it? Does it really depend on the pricing? If you saw this Superman kryptonite chains, how cool is this? And he's extremely limited. Only 500 of this guy was produced. We have number 85 of 500. And you saw one of the MEGO monsters. How difficult would that decision be? FTC does have a wide, here's another positive for FTC. Food for thought, guys. I am playing devil's advocate. I have to. I like to create the narratives to push the discussions. But if you had this Robin sitting in the retro section with Tooties and Cheers, and the Tooties and Cheers figures are on sale for $9 a piece, and this figure is $25. What do? Do you buy this figure? These are the questions, guys. I know you know a lot of people come out and say, well, it's easy. This is too much. I wouldn't get it. Well, you say that now. But search deep, guys. Knowing that MEGO has yet to put out their superhero line. And these figures are in stores. Do you purchase these figures? Are these figures desirable enough to tempt you into purchasing them? As a collector, as an adult collector, as an M.I.B. collector that probably won't take these figures out of their packaging. These are the questions that we like to throw out. We like to throw curveballs out here at the museum. I find that I get better comments and better responses from our viewership, from our subscribers, and our visitors here at the museum when I apply these type of tactics in our videos. Has FTC lost their collectability, which means their value, their popularity? We want your answer. We want your response. We want your opinions. That's what we are soliciting today. Your opinions and your thoughts on this topic of discussion. Guys, we'd like to thank you for hanging out with us. We have more fun on the way, more big announcements coming up, more fantastic videos. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, guys, this is the time to do it. We have giveaways, tons of fun, action figures throughout our vast museum that brings back a lot of fantastic memories for a lot of awesome collectors. What are you waiting for? Subscribe today. You know the routine, guys. God bless. And keep collecting.